Dozens of independent journalists support Leroy Truth in New Jersey. A little over 2 dozen independent journalists from around the nation gathered in Union City, New Jersey to attend a gathering at the Union City City Hall in support of former auditor and now independent journalist Leonard Leroy Truth Filipowski, who was arrested at a city council meeting last month in the city. Filipowski claims to be facing 8 charges related to his ejection from the meeting last month as he used his public speaking time to make personal attacks on members of the council and Mayor Brian Stack, after violating guidelines including one that requires public speakers to stand behind a podium while addressing the city council. Filipowski was pacing back and forth in the general area of the podium while insulting the council and threatening to give some sort of award to the mayor. According to InsideNJ.com, this appeared on a city social media page in response to the arrest of Filipowski. Attention Union City residents and concerned citizens. This is the truth about Brian Stack. Public rabble-rouser and litigious gadfly Leonard Filipowski, aka Leroy Truth, and Lexington Maximus, has been spreading false claims of corruption, misconduct, and assault against Mayor Brian Stack and other officials. Filipowski, who thrives on confrontation and abusive tactics, has been using his well-placed cameras to agitate individuals and provoke reactions for his own twisted entertainment. Let's set the record straight. Brian Stack has been a dedicated crusader for the people of Union City and beyond. From his early days as a tenant advocate to establishing the Brian P. Stack Civic Association, he has tirelessly worked to improve the lives of those he represents. As mayor of Union City since the year 2000, Stack has focused on quality of life issues and has made himself readily available to citizens, even publicizing his cell phone number and establishing a mobile office at various locations. The allegations made by Filipowski are baseless and harmful, not only to the individuals targeted, but also to the community as a whole. The intimidation tactics and threats employed by Filipowski are not only irresponsible, but also border on domestic terrorism. We must stand up against such reckless behavior and support our dedicated public officials like Brian Stack, who are truly working for the betterment of our city. Filipowski's gathering of independent journalists saw the journalists run through the halls of City Hall, overwhelming police resources and entering areas deemed off-limits to the public. Independent journalist James Freeman Springer reported that an auditor named Sean of the Guerrilla Publishing news outlet was arrested for trespassing at the event. Springer would then organize a group of independent journalists to verbally assault the arresting officer as he was writing up Sean's citation. Attempts to organize the gathering of independent journalists to cover Filipowski's press conference outside of the City Hall were briefly successful, as approximately 25 of the journalists were gathered as he began speaking. Large portions of the group wandered away moments later as the independent journalists investigated other buildings in the general area and came into conflict with residents of those buildings. Nearly every notable independent journalist in the Midwest and East Coast attended the event, with widely known journalists such as Sean Paul, Long Island Audit Riaz, Josh Accountability for All Abrams, and James Freeman Springer rubbing shoulders with lesser-known auditors such as Taco Terry and the Angry Vet. Conspicuous by his absence was Jose Chile de Castro, who had been promoting the idea of a union of independent journalists under his direct control that would gather for such events and perform investigations funded by dues directly paid to him. De Castro claimed that he had a dentist appointment and was working out as he delayed his Tuesday afternoon live stream, which was apparently scheduled as counter-programming to the live streams in support of Filipowski's event. James Springer's live stream alone drew over 1,000 live viewers, while De Castro's 3-hour-long event peaked at 370 live viewers well after Filipowski's event ended.